With pretentious movie stars, and it hit me. Minnesota is dope, if only simply for not what we have, but what we don't. It's all fair, it ain't out there, it's in there, it's in the mirror, behind the breast, under the hair. Follow the dream, doesn't mean leave the love. Roam if you must, but come home when you've seen enough. I love New York.
Y'all, just listening to a little bit of atmosphere, which turns out is pretty awesome because we're going to be studying the atmosphere. So our main learning goal today, by the end of this lesson, you should be able to characterize the layers of the atmosphere. We've already done this in terms of temperature, pressure, and composition. Specifically today, you're going to be able to define what an air mass is and describe how the interaction of two air masses causes different weather patterns. So I have a nice picture here of an air mass, well, the atmosphere, excuse me, not an air mass. And so what you can see is very similar to the project that you produced with the graph. You can see that along the y-axis here, we have altitude. So this is the ground right here, and going all the way up to 100 kilometers above the ground, we can see the atmosphere and its layers. And so each layer is marked by a line here. And so we have the troposphere down here going all the way up through the mesosphere and then way out here to the thermosphere. And even if you go above here, I think on our graph we labeled the exosphere. And so you can actually see here some really interesting patterns. If you look, here we've graphed temperature, as we can see on the x-axis here. And this is in degrees Celsius, but you can see that as you go up in this first layer, the layer that we live in, called the troposphere, it gets much, much, much colder. And then it sort of levels out, and then it gets warmer. For some of us, that might be a little surprising. As you go up into the mesosphere, it starts getting colder again, and then in the thermosphere, thermo means heat, it actually gets quite a bit warmer. And if you continued off this graph, you'd see that it goes way, way up. And so that's some interesting things. And each of these layers has a unique characteristic temperature gradient. And a gradient is just the change in temperature. And something we should notice here, way down at the bottom, you can see there's a cloud right here. All of our weather happens in the troposphere. Weather is just the condition of the atmosphere down here at any given point, as opposed to climate. Climate is how the weather acts over a long period of time, and so it's much more predictable. And so this is what we're going to learn today, what the difference between weather and climate is, but know that all of that weather happens right down here in the troposphere, right where we live. Okay? So today you're going to be doing an IXL. I've given you a video there to show you how to sign into that. If you have any questions, let me know. Good luck. I miss you all. Hang tight. Be kind to yourselves.